Hi, I'm Allison Richard, your stress management and self-care coach, and today I want to talk about and work with the idea of mental flexibility. So often when people first come to yoga classes, one of the things they say most frequently is that they're not flexible. And I know they mean physically, and physical flexibility is great because it helps us have more freedom and ease in our body. And mental flexibility is equally important and works the same way because it helps to increase our resiliency. So mental flexibility is the ability to make a mental shift without remaining stuck in a particular mindset. So when we think about this from a mind-body perspective, our knees are actually the part of our body that speak to our ability to be flexible, to move, and to change directions in our life, both physically and mentally. So a flexible mindset really is going to allow us to move away from things like limiting thoughts and patterns to one of more openness and a sense of possibility. And so because of that, we often feel the most inflexible around our beliefs. And that is because our beliefs are very tied to us in our brain on an identity level. So it can be really, really hard to change our beliefs because they are kind of ingrained in our identity. So as we keep talking here, what I want you to just do is we'll do a little kind of exercise to work with this as we talk through it. So just take your hands to your knees, and I just want you to kind of rub and massage your knees for a moment. So that means you can kind of massage around the front of the knee, kind of the sides of the knee, and even back into the bend of the knee. So just really kind of giving your knee a little bit of love, energy, and attention as we're talking about both our physical and mental ability to be flexible. So, as we think of this way of changing beliefs, oftentimes if we have a habit that we want to change or something we want to do in our life, maybe you want to become a morning person, or maybe you want to add a certain workout into your routine or something like that. Maybe you want to change something about your diet or your eating habits. Or even just learning a new skill and taking time to learn a new skill and prioritize that new skill over everything else on your to-do list. Go ahead and switch knees if you haven't already and massage the other one. So oftentimes if there's a habit that we want to change, it helps to change our beliefs on the identity level so that we can then start making different choices that will allow us to actually take action on that habit. So oftentimes why we're not taking action is because there's something in our beliefs that are keeping us in this old version of ourselves, in this old way of being. So if you have one of those things that you would like to change, I want you to think about that for yourself right now. So maybe this kind of new way of being that you'd like to be. So I'm going to take the example of I want to be a morning person, or I am a morning person. That's the version of yourself that you want to be. And I want you to ask yourself, how does it feel to you when you say that? So does it feel exciting? Does it feel scary? Does it feel like there's any part of your brain or your body that's maybe feeling a little bit of resistance to this kind of thing that you want to change, this way that you want to be? So for example, if I say I am a morning person, is there any part of me that feels like, no, like I know myself, like I like to stay up late, like I don't actually want to get up early? Is there any part of your brain that's like, no, that's not going to happen? So we're going to do a little trick to kind of help to increase our mental flexibility and to get our brain a little bit more on board with this idea. So to start, I want you to just take your fingers to your temples, and I want you to rub your temples, because we want to start from a really calm place with our nervous system as we're trying to introduce some of these new beliefs, thoughts, ideas into our brain. And to get our brain on board, it's going to be more willing and open and available to that if it's starting from a relaxed place. So just take a deep breath in, exhale it out, and then just take your hands, cross your hands over to the opposite shoulders for a moment. I just want you to take an inhale, and then as you exhale, just run your hands down the backs of your arms, and then just do that a couple more times. So taking an inhale, as you exhale, just running the hands down. So you're just calming your triple warmer meridian as you do this, again, which is going to calm your stress response. Good. So we're going to do what's called bridge statements. So if there's that little tiny part of your brain that's struggling to get on board with this new belief sentence or this new way of being, this habit, whatever it is that you're choosing to think of in this moment, we're going to use kind of something to bridge the gap of where you are now to where you want to be. And the statement is that bridge that connects those two so that it makes it a little bit easier to get from one to the other. So as we think about this, I want you to think about your statement, and I'm going to use the example of I am a morning person. And so I want you to you're going to take one hand back onto your temple, and you're going to tap your temple on this side. And then you're going to take the other hand to your kind of stomach points on your cheek, and you're just going to tap there for a moment. And we're going to add this bridge statement to your belief. So you are going to say, I am open to the possibility of being a morning person, or whatever your statement is. Fill in the blank for you. So I am open to the possibility of saying your statement. And then you're just going to keep saying it. You're just going to switch hands. So tap your temple on the opposite side, tap your cheek on the opposite side. And again, continue. I am open to the possibility of. And if you're still having a little bit of resistance to this and you're still struggling this, you can add even kind of a bigger bridge, and you can say, I am willing to be open to the possibility of being a morning person, or whatever your statement is. Good. And then I want you to take your fingers and you're going to tap underneath your nose, so between your nose and your upper lip. And again, so I am willing to be open to the possibility of whatever it is you're thinking of. And then say it one more time. I am willing to be open to the possibility of. Good. And then just taking your hands, again, you're going to go to your opposite shoulders and just kind of massage there for a second. You can kind of rub your fingers back and forth, or just kind of stimulating those points for a moment. So these are gallbladder points, and the ones under your nose were large intestine points. And then I just want you to hold on here for a moment. Once you've kind of massaged for a moment, you can close your eyes as you say it, or keep them open one more time, just holding here and saying, I am willing to be open to the possibility of whatever it is that you want to step into to create this new version of yourself. And just taking a really deep breath in, just checking in with how you feel, how that statement feels to you. And then just releasing your hands and your arms. And thank you so much for joining me for today. I hope that you learned a little, or it was helpful in a way to experience what it's like to kind of have that bridge of allowing yourself a little bit of grace and a little bit of space to step into some of these new things that you would like to do, and that it's really helpful for you. So please feel free to let me know if you have any questions. You can comment below, subscribe so that you get other updates, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.